For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, 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 for the record.
For the record.
Oh, we live? Oh,
Yeah.
Just hanging out with my boy here.
What is really going on this morning, my friend?
This is my daughter's paper mache version of myself. And look at the nose. It doesn't get any closer than that, buddy. What's going on?
Nah, man, just trying to wake up, be honest with you.
Me too. I took a shower for you, Justin. I woke up early. I cleaned myself. I cleansed myself. Got my hair all ready for you. Straightened out the beard. You know, the grays for you, buddy.
Are you sure it's for me or it's not for our guest? Which one is it?
Well, a little bit for myself. I'm not feeling so good about myself. I just wanted to, What's up, bro?
None, man. Just another day, another dollar, man. Happy Thursday, man. It's almost that weekend. I'm excited for the weekend. Yeah.
Good.
Oh.
Good. I've had a great week. Obviously, vacation the week prior. Birthdays for my daughter, all 3 birthdays this July. It's been ridiculous. If you want to donate to the Reagan Weiss Birthday Fund for my kids, that'd be awesome. They're they're just pulling money out of the wallet. But it's been an awesome summer too, man. It's been a great summer. A lot of adjustments for me personally, going from a office to a home office, back to an off. Like it's been awesome, man. It's been a great experience. Love the summer. Life. Yeah. I'm living life.
It's funny, man. A lot of adjustments. I think everybody's going through some adjustments lately, no matter what in their business, personal life. I think I've heard from a lot of people, there's a lot of adjusting going on in their life right now. And it's all good. It's all good stuff, man.
I think it's going to continue, brother. I think the adjustments are coming. I've been, the documents I read, things that I read online, articles and so forth. I mean, companies are talking about half their workforce truly going to start working from home in the next 5 to 10 years. Like that's going to become the norm. And because of COVID, it's taught the company that they don't really have to have these large buildings to have a successful company, and their people are working from home and just as productive. So a lot, you're going to see a lot of changes over the next decade, 100%. And you're going to see a lot of vacant commercial buildings as well. That's what you're going to see.
Yeah. And like yesterday when we were talking about it in the Hub Pro meeting, about the people getting bored in their business and their life and
stagnant
profession, and some people are having a lot of trials right now and tribulations, and how do you use that? What do you use that for? Do you use it as a motivator or do you use it as a deterrent? Because there's certain things in life, that can motivate you or it can bring you down. It's just how you look at it. It's all about perception.
The reason why I asked that question, buddy, is because number one, I think we all go through it, right? I think we all question, like, did I make the right decision in life or career? Did I do this right? Did I do this wrong? And at the end of the day, man, like I said at the end of our conversation, if you're not waking up excited about, what you could do for the company, how you can innovate on a daily basis, how you can put food on the table for your family, it's truly an inward mindset issue. And honestly, that's all it is, man, because when you got behind your company, right, like when you're like, oh, I'm going to start a company, you're everywhere. In the very beginning, remember like how excited you were, or like, I'm starting my company, I'm working for myself, I'm tired of working for the man, right? You're this, and this, and you do all these things to become successful, right? The video content, putting yourself out there, going to events, like sacrifices. And then you finally get to a comfortable spot and you forget to do all the things you did to get to that point. And I think you become stagnant in life and stagnant in business. And that's why people are searching for something else. And that's why I love when Marcia was there from Lighthouse HR, that we need to normalize, entrepreneurial minds, man. And like I told you yesterday, entrepreneurial, we're just different. We're wired differently. People are wired differently. I think everyone has an entrepreneurial spirit. That's why people get bored in their jobs as well, just in their normal jobs 9 to 5, because we have that entrepreneurial spirit. We're always thinking about something. We didn't normalize that. And it's okay to go in to do something else. Like a perfect example, we'll talk about it for a minute before we bring on the stud muffin that's coming on today. Look at you. Your business is on, you've put a position to where your business is on cruise control. You have people that you trust with your drywall company. And look what you're doing now. The podcast, video content, JL video, like, come on, man. It's okay.
Yeah. And let's put that out there real quick. If I am working for JL Video now, I don't know if we put that out there yet, but I'm going to do a formal coming out the closet. But
okay. Fantastic.
But yes, I'm working for JL Video now to help people grow their businesses as well through video, as it's changed my life, and I want to help change other people's lives too. And that's what it's about. It's helping people grow their business and scaling it and putting them in the limelight. And sometimes it's scary.
You're showcasing their ability. You're showcasing who they are. You're showcasing their story, which is what it's supposed to be. What it's supposed to be all be all about. At the end of the day, Justin, 2 years ago, you were that guy. We're like, I don't need this stuff. I don't believe in this stuff. And now you're like, wow. Like now look at you, right?
Yeah,
You're the one. I'm the co-host, buddy. You're the host. I'm the co-host. Right? Like, you're doing your thing, buddy.
Crazy, bro. Crazy.
Awesome. Yeah.
It's awesome. That's what it is. Awesome and crazy and all that good stuff. But we're going to bring on the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Jordan, along with JL Video himself. So I'm going to bring him on now.
There he is.
Yes.
Hey, guys. Good morning.
Good morning, Jordan.
So good to see you, fellas.
Look at him. First thing in the morning, perfectly groomed. He's just, look at him right there.
What's interesting is ever since I got my 30s, I'm starting to get these white hairs. And I like
really, bro?
Yeah, my salt is coming in. I don't have any grays. They just went straight white.
It's all good. It's you're distinguished now. And although sometimes I truly try to cover that up, and you know that because I'm in your studio doing videos.
Yes.
I think I've just given up at this point and said, hey, this is just experience.
I hear the ladies like it. Our wives seem to think they like the salt and pepper look. So we'll embrace it.
Definitely embrace it, man. It's one of them things is you gotta accept it. You know what I mean? Okay, this is it. This is what it is. I'm not the young hip guy anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about you, Reagan. Okay.
Look, I'm already severely depressed. It's cool. Don't worry about it.
Oh, Mr. Long, what's up with you, man? You had some big thing over the past 2 days, like some exciting. You didn't go to bed at 2:00, but you're still here doing the deal.
Yeah. So glad to be here with you guys. Yeah, I spoke at the Digital Summit in Atlanta on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday I decided to stay because typically I speak on one day and then I fly out that same day. So usually it's like a 15-hour day where we take a flight at like 6 a.m., get there about where usually it's like Midwest to East Coast is where I like to speak. Once you get further into mountain time and out on the West Coast, you're 3 hours different, and it sucks coming back. But I still enjoy those trips. It's just a little bit more of a physical hindrance. But yeah, I spoke with a lot of people there. There were some great brands. There was Microsoft, TikTok. There was Atlanta Hawks. There was Salesforce. I'm missing a few other ones, Coca-Cola. But I got to share the stage with them, and that was a huge deal. But funny story, if we can, just for a brief second.
Yeah.
I just want to make a point about the reason why I speak at these summits. First off, is it's great for me to be able to get out and meet people that are contributing on a nationwide basis. So it's great for my brand to expand it out nationwide. The second thing is it's okay to take risks and try to move into a new opportunity that you're unfamiliar with. And what I mean by that is the Digital Summit. So they're a nationwide movement. They go to about every state in the country. There's about 30 of them. And usually there's about 1,000, 1,500 people all across the country that come to these different events. And they're really strong marketing professionals, high-end CMOs, chief brand officers, social media content managers, et cetera. and they're coming there to all grow and network. Well, 4 years ago, I saw that the Digital Summit was coming to Tampa, and I didn't know about the Digital Summit at that point. And so I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. They have all these big brands speaking, and I was really interested in it. And so at the bottom, I was getting ready to check out to be a guest. And, it's like $500-600. So it's a decent little investment, nothing crazy, but, more than your local one. And right under it said, sign up to be a speaker. And I was like, maybe I'll just try this. What do I got to lose? Click. And then it says, what would you speak about? And then what are your takeaways? Well, I had never done something like that before. I never shared the stage with someone. I'd done a lot of local, lunch and learns and trainings and things like that. But I'd never done something where I had the stage and the limelight, and there's huge brands right next to me speaking. So I was like, what I got to lose? What the heck? So I make up this title in about 30 seconds, the top 7 videos every business must have. And then it says, what are your takeaways? So I had 3 easy little takeaways. And then 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, nothing happens. The Digital Summit's coming. It's coming close. And a little over a week before the Digital Summit comes in 2018 to Tampa, they hit me up and they go, congratulations, you've been accepted to be a speaker. I was like, oh dear God, what did I just do? And so then I'm like, all right, well, I got to make this happen. And so they reach out. They're like, we need your headshot. We need your cell phone number. We need your pitch deck. We need all this stuff. And I'm like, I don't have a pitch deck. But so I'm thinking of a creative way to reach back out, to let them know that I can't do that, but that I'm working on it without telling them I just made this crap up. And so I was like, hey, we're actually rebranding our pitch deck right now and changing some slides around on the design. Can you give me a few more days? And they're like, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And so for a whole week, so a whole 40 plus hours, all I did was lock myself in my office and create the 7 videos that every business should do. A week later, I get up on the stage, had a packed house. It was the biggest filled room, and no one was talking about video. And you have people from all across the country that with brands that I just mentioned, and nothing against the content that they talk about and still talk about right now. But no one's really talking about video. I'm the only guy. And so it gives me a huge voice with all these people.
Right.
So that's how I got into it and why I love the Digital Summit.
That is an awesome story.
Risk, man.
I love it.
Risk taking, right? Risk taking. And at the end of the day, you thought you didn't belong in a place that obviously you've now put a stake in the ground where it's your place, man, which is absolutely incredible. Let me start this off really quick. I know a lot of people are not going to see what I posted about Jordan last night, and I truly meant this. And I'll give a synopsis of this. This is a guy that everyone's looking at right now that the words integrity can be tattooed and branded in his arm, honor, faith. Like, that's who Jordan Lung is. When we first met each other, I first met him. He's like, oh, I'm a video guy. And, I remember we met in a specific office. And then, of course, I'm always leery in the very beginning of meeting someone. He was certainly leery, like everyone else is, of me in the very beginning. Who the hell would I've ever known that you would become my brother? Like, This is who this guy is. I love him to death. And not only is he a good guy, the product that he puts out is absolutely phenomenal. This is not smoke and mirrors. This is not hype. This is not because Justin even works with you now or for you, except this is just real story. And on top of that, part of my dream of in my career has always been voiceover work or doing type of videos. And Jordan has given me that ability to actually work with his company. And I've done a few voiceovers with his company as well. And I'm honored. Like, I'm honored. And I know that he wouldn't just pick me because I'm his buddy. He picked me because he knew I had an ability as well. And the relationship has grown and grown and grown. And listen, at the end of the day, I love you, brother. And I hold you up here, man. And I think everyone should as well. And your product is phenomenal, and who you are as a human being is phenomenal. So I just wanted to say that really quick.
That means the world.
I want to read a few of these comments, and then I want to say our story of our history too.
Yeah.
So we got Brandon Withers on here. What's up, Brandon? We got David Wingo, And we have Amanda that said, yes, she accepted our offer to put her name up. So there's a link in the above description where you can click and you can give us permission to put your name so we can see it up here.
You know,
if you guys want to
really
do that,
quick shout out to Amanda. You know, really quick thing. I'm going to make a quick observation. Our friend James Morris last night made a comment. I don't know if you saw it, Jordan, because you were traveling, but he made a comment. He's like, when are we going to have the conversation of social media, right, being a connector and friendship? And people are saying that social media, there's a lot of fake relationships in social media, but at the same time, it connects us so much. And there was a time, especially my generation, a little bit older than you guys, not much, Justin, but a little bit older. And at the end of the day, we had like, oh, well, that's just fake. That's just smoke and mirrors. That's, you guys are just like doing that to have a, conversation, get content out there. But, there was a time where you truly had to go shake hands, kiss babies, press the flesh, have lunch, like, because that's how we grew up. But I will tell you, it's becoming the norm to have these relationships via video and via social media. The reason why I bring this up, Amanda has been a number one supporter of a lot of people in this group without literally sitting down, breaking bread, hanging out. But people are connecting with each other via video content, seeing each other so much, building that credibility together where I believe in her, she believes in us, and vice versa. Like it's actually becoming the norm.
Well, I would agree with you, Ray. And honestly, Amanda, if you're watching, hello, I've never had the pleasure of meeting you in person.
Right.
And there's so many comments that you've made on my business page and my personal page. And it's incredible. I thank you for that. And it's really encouraging. And I really appreciate that. There's not enough people doing that stuff. And I look forward to meeting you in person. So
me too. Me too. She supports all. She's always just a cheerleader. Like, I've never met her in person, but she is the most, I swear, just positive all the way around. Such a good person. One day we're all going to meet.
But that's what we want, right, guys? And we want to encourage connectivity. But for some odd reason, although we can see people view, right, our videos and so forth, for some odd reason, it's become, I don't know, complacency or people just don't want to see that you truly engage. Although they're watching something, they don't realize it's not like we're asking for the like button, right? Because but at the end of the day, that helps that algorithm. It helps build everything up, and it helps people connect with one another just by doing that. It's odd to me, and I want your guys' take on this because I don't know what it is. Why is that extra step of making a comment or liking that much harder? What do you think about that?
Well, I heard TikTok talk about this on Wednesday, and I thought it was really interesting. And he coined this word. He probably didn't make it up, but he coined this word. We're a swipe culture. And I was like, that's really interesting. And he's like, we're so lazy that this is what we're used to doing.
Yep.
Swipe. I mean, look at all my freaking notifications. Swipe, swipe. And he said, you have 2 seconds to be able to catch somebody and have them engage with you. And because a lot of them are on the left side, your thumb's on the right side.
Right.
So you're that lazy to go boop,
right,
like that. So yes, absolutely. It's a swipe culture thing. It's just easy. And we're now that lazy to move our thumb over and click the like button. Maybe they should change it to where the like button's on the right side. Who knows?
I bet you would see a difference.
Because I mean, you would just slide, stop, like. I mean, I bet you. I wonder in the future if we're so lazy now that you just blink twice, and then
that's what I was just thinking.
Then your phone reads it. And it's like, it's coming. It won't like you because you're like,
I don't know. That's a lot of effort. Hold on, wait, that's a lot. We'll see. We'll see. And really quick to touch on that, Justin, and Jordan. You know what I recognize? Listen. You know how we talk about how people like to latch on to success? Let's just be so honest. We're really transparent on the Morning Mojo. People like to latch on to success. And then there's always a perception of success as well. And then I see people they'll like something for a certain person because they think that person has pull. They think that person let's be real. They think that person can maybe help them in the future. Maybe not. Let me like their stuff. But at the end of the day, it's just smoke and mirror show. And that person's never going to do anything for you. but they're literally engaging in their stuff because that person has money or status, right? Like, let's be real, folks. It boggles my mind. I had a conversation one time, a long time ago, with an individual that has, I would say, a good amount of money. And I said to that person, I said, doesn't it bother you that people just kiss your butt and like your stuff on the basis of they think you might be able to help them one day, just in case? I want you guys, that's a real conversation. And at the end of the day, like, you should be supporting your friends. You should be supporting each other. And we're not, because we're the swipe, right? We're the swipe people, Jordan. It needs to be fixed. The swipe culture needs to be fixed in the engagement culture. I'll shut up now. Go.
Well, yeah, we go. I love the rabbit holes, my friend. I love the rabbit holes. But quick story on Jordan and my relationship, and the past and where we're at right now. And so I met, the hub, the Reagan, Jordan, all of us. The hub started in 2020, and that's where I met Jordan, and then we decided to do video for my business. And they were just phenomenal videos. If you haven't seen the video, check out the drywall cowboy, the Secchi's, which Reagan's like featuring.
Hey, Reagan, pull your telly out. Reagan, pull your telly out.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna get that. You guys keep talking.
Yeah, go get it. Go get
it. And it's an award-winning commercial. Like, it was just the phenomenal. I built a set. Like, we just went over and beyond for this thing, and it was so cool to actually be a part of the whole operation of everything. And that's something that I loved about it, is like they let me have an opinion about it. And
so it's like true story. The video that Justin did with Jordan actually won a Telly Award, and I was actually in that video as the most interesting man. And I was so grateful to be a part of that. Justin just brought me in because I had a gray beard, but thank you for that, and it worked out. But yeah, they won a Telly Award. This is a big deal. If you guys don't know what this is like the Academy Awards for commercials online. Like, is that a great way to say it, Jordan, in general?
Yeah, that's perfect.
And I have my name on it, man. It's so cool. All right, I'm gonna shut
up. So he let me be a part of it. We did the commercials. It was a great time. We did a brand video, process video. We did like 6 funny videos, I think it was. We did client testimonials, 2 of them. Like, it was just a great experience. So, and from that, I've learned how to edit over time, and Jordan has helped me along the way, and he's given me little nuggets, and he didn't have to do any of that, but I learned how to do it, and I had fun with it. Then we have this, I have podcasts, I have intros, outros, and like all kinds of stuff that I've learned through working with him, through his mentorship, just all this stuff. So like, and I love doing this. It's fun. I'm a creative person already. I do, I've done Venetian plaster, and that was like my thing. And like, I loved it, just the creativeness of it, and video actually brings out the creativeness in people, the visual effects of everything, of your business, of all of it. And there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that people just don't know about. And it's an awesome experience. So if you don't know about it, you should definitely get on board and get that video for your business. I know it's hard to take that jump, but just jump. We ain't getting any younger,
Amen.
And now he gets to work. Now I get to work with the man.
As I would say, as an advocate for JL Video, right? Not just being a friend, but because of your work. Justin, you said something to the effect of, it's hard to take a jump. It's hard to take a leap. When I did videos with Jordan, I recognized significantly the credibility that my company gained at the time, because I had these professional videos. Now, at the end of the day, right, like, selfie production was always my thing prior. I would grab the camera, go on, make a video. This is where I am. This is what I'm doing, and so forth. And I think that should never stop, and that should never go away. But I truly think you should have a handful of professional videos, folks. And I'm telling you, to all the entrepreneurs out there, when you send those videos via Messenger, and when you send those videos via text message, I'm telling you right now, your closing rate significantly rises. Now, to the point where I recognize, we did our numbers on it, 30%. That was my number. That, I don't know what your number is going to be, but my closing rate went up 30% because, yes, I had the video of myself to build credibility and so forth. But once I sent out that video where Jordan literally panned the projects and went through and so forth, and we were able to articulate and narrate the process, sales went up. I don't understand why not every single business owner does not do this. Like, it boggles my mind. You have to have that professional video in your repertoire of your profile or your sleeve of business. That's my take on it.
Jordan, what's your take on it?
Well, so there's one stat that really sticks out to me that I talked about at the Digital Summit, and I like to share this in general during our consultation process, is businesses that harness the power of quality, consistent videos grow their revenue 49% faster than brands that don't do it. And the way in which there's something that I heard this quote recently, and it really stood out to me. And the quote was, people won't always remember what you said, and they won't remember everything that you did, but they'll always remember how you made them feel.
Okay.
And video is something that makes you feel something. That's why even if you can remember the very first movie you probably watched, or even like those early cheesy Disney ones that you watched, and you're singing A Whole New World as a 40-year-old dude, and you're like, yes, I remember all those things. or like the crazy Cinderella movie, does the shoe fit? Those fun things, that you remember. But it's like when you pair music and video together with emotion, it makes you feel something. And so when you give someone a video and say, hey, watch this. This is what I do. This is how I impact people's lives. This is how I help them in my business. And they watch it, and it's done so well. And it's done with intentionality and with emotion in mind, and story and quality and technicality. It's going to have a lot higher impact on the reception of it versus, here's a piece of paper, go read what I do, go read my process, go read my story. If you show them and you give them something that makes them feel something, it helps grow your revenue 49% faster. And that's why we have a great track record with our clients of growing revenues by millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, is they literally show them the videos, their clients, their prospects, and then it makes an impact on them, and then they act on it. And so when you have people act on it based off the feelings that they get, then it's a great combo for a very powerful presentation and an unstoppable force.
Mm-hmm. No, I love. Hey, listen, I've actually quoted that, A Whole New World, and I don't know if you're talking to me because I just turned 40, and I actually said that not too long ago because I'm like, it's a whole new world.
I don't know why that just.
Are we gonna sing? Are we gonna sing the Aladdin song this morning?
Dude, it just makes sense. Like, it's just like the Lego song where it's like, everything is awesome.
Oh gosh, please! I'd rather
me?
sing Aladdin all day.
Do you trust me?
I swear, if we sing that one or Baby Shark, I'm gonna lose my mind. So.
Don't sing that. I will say this, Jordan. We had a discussion many eons ago about evoking emotion,
Sure.
right? And at the end of the day, when you just said that, like a specific movie scene, I could even get teared up just thinking about it. Right? Is Field of Dreams? It's one of my top 10 movies, especially with my father. I would come home, wouldn't matter. My brother said the same thing. It wouldn't matter what kind of day he had. It's like, yo, let's go have a catch, right? And then in the movie Field of Dreams, his father was estranged from Kevin Costner, etc. And at the end of the movie, Dad, do you want to have a catch? Whew. Like that, like it hits you. Like it's an emotional connection, and that's what people need to be doing with their content. And don't do it to pull, right? Like, you're not the puppeteer, but at the end of the day, do it for the connectivity of truly why you're in business and why you love to do what you do. Oh my goodness, D'Amato. It's D'Amato, right? I think that's her last name. It's another Amanda D'Amato. She does the cleaning service. I'm going to screw up her name. She's going to hate me. But she put something in the hub yesterday. She's like, I can't get my story out. Like, how do I get my story out? She goes, all I do is clean houses, and it's, but why? Like, how did you get to do that? What was your journey?
I got to follow up with you about it's a very tangible example of that.
No.
So we had a guy call us probably a couple months ago. I'm going to call him Joe because we probably would recognize him because this is a small community. So Joe calls us. He goes, hey, Jordan, I've seen your work. I would like to do a video with you guys. I said, great. Can you tell me about what you do and why you do it? How did you get into this landscape? He's a landscaper. How'd you get into landscaping? And he's like, well, I have great prices. I've got great service. I'm reliable. And I like to cut grass. I was like, awesome. So why did you get into that? What's your backstory? He's like, I've just always done it. I was like, okay, so give me more than that. And
Right.
he's like, well, I don't really know. Like, I don't really know what my backstory is. And I'm like, you've been in business for years. How do you not know your background? How do you not know how you got it and why you do? I said, why do you get up and you go out, you get up early, you fill the tanks up, you go to the gas station, you go to your office and you check your emails and then you get out and start cutting grass with your team. And he goes, well, I guess, and he starts like thinking for a little bit. He goes, I guess when I was 8 years old, I cut my very first grass, my very first yard for my grandma. My grandma gave me a lawnmower and said, here, just cut straight lines and edge everything up and make it look really nice for me. He goes, I don't know what it was, but when I was 8 years old, it really just clicked for me. I loved, at the very end of it, I love the straight lines, the smell of gas, the smell of fine cut grass. And then my grandma gave me $5 at the very end of it. And after that, I realized I want to start a landscape company. And now, after every single yard that I finish, I want it to look like grandma's yard. And I'm like, that's your story. And he's like, holy smokes, like, how'd you do that? And I'm like, that. I said, but that's your why story. I said, because keep in mind, Joe, you're one of probably 500 landscape guys in the Tampa Bay area. Right. I'm guessing, but there are a lot of people and they all say the same thing. We're reliable. We have great prices. You can count on us. We have nice equipment and we have fair prices. All right, cool. But if you say, hey, every single yard that we cut is going to remind us of the way I cut my grandma's yard, that makes people feel something. That makes people remember and be like, hey, that's the guy that I want cutting my grass, because he has a personal connection with his brand and his story. Right. So you really have to. So if that lady's watching, you really have to tell that story and really attach it to why you do what you do. We call that a brand story video. I spoke on that. That was my whole spiel. My whole 30-minute spiel was creating a brand story video, because I argue that it's the most effective video that you can create for your business right now. It's telling why you do what you do, the struggles, how you got into this, why you get up every single day and grind, and then what you're excited for, what you love about helping others achieve their goals and dream their dreams through your services. So that's what I got to say about that.
I want to say
that's
one thing is the power of storytelling. You know, I'm big on that, because it's important, man, to get your story out there. Because when people can connect with you on a personal level, like they believe in you. It's how they believe in what you are offering, because they can feel that we're emotional beings. And like when we can do that with people, that connection even grows even stronger. They don't even have to look at the price. I mean, to an extent, but like it's a collection of things that make their decision making process.
Whatever money you spend in regards to, let's say it's with JL Video or any videographer for that matter, it will come back to you tenfold. I promise you that. And what I take pride in, very, very much so, is the fact that, Justin, just what we talked about like 2 years ago, and Jordan always has talked about this has been his industry, but it's become normalized and top of mind thought process to get videos out there, right? Like in the past 2 years, let's think of how things have evolved over the past couple of years. Prior to that, like, you had JL Video pushing his services, and that's it. Like, now people recognize the importance of it, but now they just how to get that story. How do we draw that out of them? And that's why JL Video. Listen, I've been a part of his vision room. Like, I've been in Jordan's vision room. I've been in the war room. I've been with his employees and Justin and all of his guys. Right? I've been with all of them, and everyone in that company has something to bring to the table. Now, although Jordan is the face, the gorgeous face, right? Like, he has a team of people behind him, right? Including Justin, including his wife as well, very creative, that all come together and say, let's do this. They literally have a board, right? Like it's not a whiteboard, but it's a clear board. And they do have a whiteboard in one room, and they draw out the ideas and they talk about the scenes. Like, this is movie making at its finest. This is storytelling at its finest. I've been to other production companies around. They're not doing what JL Video does. They're not just that. They want to bring your vision to life, right? So if someone has that idea and they're like, how do we just tweak it just a little bit? That's what happens inside the JL Video studios. And where JL Video is now is still, in my opinion, just the beginning, and is on the precipice of change to where they're going for the future. And it's kind of cool that I get to see this growth. So I know where you guys are going. I love it.
Thank you, man.
Yep.
So Jordan, what do you think that people, everybody wants to throw money at ads and stuff like that. What do you think that people should probably on a low scale, like let's say I'm a small business owner, right? I want to do video. What does that look like? Like, what does that look like for a guy like me?
Sure. Absolutely. So I always start with, what are your goals of your business? You have to have KPIs, key performance indicators of, are you trying to get more sales for this campaign? Do you want more people to visit your website? Do you want them to buy your product? Do you want them to leave you Google reviews? Understand your process, be more of an educated prospect for you guys. Say, for instance, it's sales. I mean, sales, money is king, cash is king. So sales is a huge contributor. The second one is brand awareness. Those are typically the two big reasons why people want to use our services. So when a business, I always recommend 3 videos. I recommend the brand story video because I believe it's the most effective video for your business. Your story doesn't change. Now, we can tell it differently in 2 years. I had one lady come up to me and ask me, so how long is my brand story video going to last on the shelf? I was like, it cannot last as long as you want, but typically I find you need to refresh it every 2 to 3 years. That way, if you have a different office, or you have different rooms, or different employees, or you look different, or my beard was a skinny little scrawny beard just 2 years ago. I kept it nice and trim. And now, my barber, Rich Garcia, got to give a big shout out, Leo's Barbershop. He goes, hey, man, you got a potential behemoth on your hands. Just let it grow like another handful, 3-4 inches. I was like, all right, cool. Anyways, squirrel moment. But that's your brand story video. It's the most effective video. And I was like, hey, it's probably got a 2-3 year shelf life is my recommendation. The second video is a client testimonial. Your clients are in some ways more effective in selling your services than you are as a business owner. You're great at telling your story, and no one really knows your business better than you as the owner. However, your clients have a unique perspective when they're telling their story. They're talking directly to the people that are making the decisions. You as the owner are talking to someone that you obviously believe in your product and service. You sell it. You believe in it. It provides food for your table and funds for your staff to live. But the person telling your story is extremely vital. So have a whole slew of client testimonials. The third one is education. Education is huge. We call them FAQ videos. And that's where you can have a whole series, an Ask Me Anything session. We've never come up with this yet, but we had this whole thing called Flat Bill Fridays, where we wear flat bills and we talk. I've seen people come up with a Morning Mojo. I mean, that's an MM. That's a weekly show. That's more of a show, not necessarily a FAQ, but the principle is still the same. You can have a catchy term that still goes along with your industry that you create consistent content for it. So I always recommend those 3 videos to start off with. Now, in terms of what to invest, that's a big question. In years past, it's been really subjective. When I first started JL Video, if you had a heartbeat and you had a little jingle in your pocket, we would probably be really good working together, good working relationship, because I would literally do anything. I don't care what it was, from bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs. I even transcribed this old lady's birthing video into like digital. And it's just like, I've got $200. I'm like, perfect. We're going to do some work together. I was like, I'm going to censor that crap because I don't want to see that hoo-ha, but I'll do whatever I got to do, man. I got to provide for my family. We did anything, weddings, birthday parties. I did all that stuff. But once we started developing, more of our niche, if you will, that's where things really took off. So those are the different kinds of videos we recommend. I always say, in your business, you have a bucket. You have your revenue bucket, then you have 10% of that. A small bucket is your marketing bucket, if you will. And then you have a little bucket in there, and over half the size of that one, about 60-70% is your digital marketing bucket. So typically the way that formulates out is 1 to 3% of your gross revenues back into video production, video marketing. That's more of an objective formula to approach. But like I said, in the very beginning, my prices were all over the place. Then you started understanding, okay, what is your value? How much revenue are you making for your clients? Creativity is currency, and people don't have enough creative ideas. And so they consistently need us to keep refreshing. So if you want to stay relevant, you have to keep refreshing and adding new ideas. I had this really exciting idea that we're going to do for our business. I just thought about it last night as I'm sitting in the airport. It's like 10 o'clock at night, and we had a crazy long day. The day before, we had been up, since 3 a.m. and I spoke. But my mind is always flooding with new funny ideas. And let's just say it's going to be 300 themed, and that's all I'm saying.
Cool. I gotta start working out.
No, we don't even have to work out because we're going to get someone that's going to spray our abs on us.
Nice.
Yes. Thank you.
We just have to manscape our bellies. That's all we have to do. And a little bit of our chest, manscape a little bit.
I don't have any hair, so this is
So yeah, sorry, Justin, that's a squirrel moment, but we can tape some on you. But that's what I would recommend for a business when they're first starting off, is your brand story video, your client testimonial, your FAQ, and invest 1 to 3% of your gross revenues back into video production and video marketing.
There you go.
That's a good take on all of it. I love it. 1 to 3% of your revenue is not that much.
It's really not. And
I think it's necessary. I think in today's world, it's just a necessary evil to have this stuff. Like, listen, at the end of the day, people do also recognize value, right? So if they see that you put in value in your video content, it's Diego. I'll bring up Diego again. If you look at a company that shows up, has good content, has good customer service, has the trucks that are wrapped, right? People are professional when they show up, right? And then you have this, like, people recognize that and they pay for that type of service. If you're like, hey man, I'm so-and-so down at the burger, and you're doing a quick little video and you show up in a truck with spray paint on it, there's no value there and there's no credibility, there's no nothing. So if you have that consistency of credibility, that consistency of content, you're going to get hired before the next guy. Yes, there are people out there that just want to pay the small dollar, right? They want to pay less, cheap. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to pay for that. That's just the way life is.
Sure.
Yep. It's, Jordan, one thing is like, a type of videos, man, it's like, how to be, no matter what, when you go on social media, it's all about edutainment, right? It's about making people laugh, and that feeling is laughter too, right? Getting that feeling to be able to, for people to recognize with you. What do you think people should do? Like, should they do funny videos? And like, what's the happy medium? Because some people, like, we have TikTok these days, right?
Yeah.
And I watch it and I'm like, what in the hell? This thing has this many views and likes and stuff. And it's like, it's trash. And so I'm like, where's the happy medium? Where's the line that you don't cross when you're in business for video and being funny?
That's a great question. I always respond back with that is, who do you talk to? Who's your audience? And what do they feel about that? Because at the end of the day, that's who we're making our content for. It's not, yes, we want to get a feeling out of it too, because we're the owners of the company. We want to be proud of it. We want to have a good laugh. But if it's just us and our 12 buddies that are like, that's funny, man, that's awesome. And then you show it to your clients and they're like, okay, like, you're kind of an idiot, it doesn't do anything for me. Then it becomes a little bit more of a detriment, if anything. Now, small businesses can get away with more localized, funny feel. Now, once you start trying to grow more regionally and nationally focused, it kind of changes things a little bit. You still can be humorous, but like some of those inside jokes or the local things, you can't really incorporate as much. But I guess to answer your question more simply, just know who your audience is and know what their likes are. Say, for instance, you typically work with baby boomers. So you use like baby boomer sitcom funny skits. Yeah. Like, that's why your Family Matters video is so funny. Like, people that grew up in the 80s and 90s, they get it. Now, if you're trying to go for Gen Zs and you're doing Saved by the Bell skits, don't matter.
Totally.
So knowing who your audience is, and you got to have a good little mix of everything. I always recommend to our clients, we need to create the videos for our audience, but also with their personality types in mind. And if anyone has looked at the DISC test, the DISC test, it's a circle and it has 4 little quadrants. It has a cross in the middle, and it's DISC. Your D's and your I's are more of your extroverted, outgoing personalities. Your D is more of a dominant personality, more of a type A leader. Your I is more of like your marketing director, your cheerleader, someone that's I have more I, and I have a little bit of some of the D side, the dominant side, but I'm more of an high I and small D. But then you have the S and the C's. Those are a little bit more of your accountants, your CPAs, your individuals that crunch numbers. I just said little D, and Reagan started laughing, and I'm very uncomfortable about that. I guess we're live, so
You can't take it back, bro.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Nope, I just exposed my immaturity level.
Well, you didn't. Wait. You didn't just expose it, dude.
This is ridiculous, dude. All right, so whoever's watching live, I just said I have a little D.
I want just this segment, Justin.
Dude, right after I said that, I'm like, that could have sounded one way, and then I saw Reagan just like, and I was like, oh God, he's already got it.
I'm sorry. I will. You know what though? This is why.
This is real, man.
I stay young.
Baby.
This is why I stay young, folks.
Oh shoot! All right, so how do we segue out from Little D? Man?
Yeah, you don't. So,
we can
on the disc scale, I'm the big D.
We can ask Mrs. Weiss.
Oh gosh, I love you guys.
But yeah, all right. So if you create your content with the disc things in mind, like don't always make your content for one particular personality type. Make it for all the. So like some of your videos have the funny humor. Some of the other videos talk about the stats, your awards, your accolades, things like that. And then the other videos that people that care more about detail explain the process, explain how you're different, explain the stats. 49% of people grow revenue. Sorry, 49% of businesses grow revenue. Good morning. 100% of businesses. Sorry, I'm super distracted. My kids just walked out. They haven't seen me in 2 days. Kiddos. Businesses grow revenue 49% faster than companies that don't use video. So like those stats are really important. So we create video content. A lot of our FAQs are kind of based off of facts and stats and stuff. So that's just, you got to have a plethora from the little D to the high I to the big S and C, baby. You got to have those.
Hey, you know what? Let's end it on that, Justin, because you got to get going anyway. And more importantly, your little ones are waiting for you, man. And that's what it's all about. That's why we all work hard. So,
I know,
Jordan, bring them in. Where are they? They right there? Bring them on the show. Let's go.
They just walked back in. Yeah, I don't think they have any clothes on.
So I got a good vibes, man. I got something for the good vibes. Some good news for this morning, and then we'll close it up. But here we go. Ready?
Go.
About the good vibes. I know you're all about the good vibes. We are all about the good vibes.
All right. So wait, let me see that. Boom. All right, here we go. So this is a post that was in the hub that I seen. I know it's hard to see, but let me see if I can do.
There we go.
A little bit bigger, right?
Yeah.
There, I'll just take us all the way out of it.
That's fine.
So Miranda talked about this tree service called Telly. I think Telly Inc.
Okay.
Scott Telly. Yesterday, I reached out to our Tampa Bay community about our neighbor's tree that snapped and was trying to find some assistance. My neighbor didn't ask for me to post anything, but I did anyways. She's extremely hardworking, but could not afford a tree work. She works 2 jobs and also cleans houses on the side in between jobs. I often hear her car barely starting in the morning. I was contacted by Scott Telly with Telly Inc., who said he'd arrive in 15 minutes for a free quote. He then offered to do the tree work for free of charge. He arrived the next day and his team did a fantastic job. I am going to recommend him to anyone looking for an honest, hardworking, dependable tree removal company. In these exceptional, hard economic times, I felt the need to give the credit where it's due. So shout out to Telly Inc., man, for taking care of business, man. That's what the hub is all about. That's what it's all about, is helping people in need, man. And Sorry, pressing buttons.
Yeah.
But that's what it's about, you know. And you know, James always brings to my attention. I'm grateful for you, James Morris, for bringing things to my attention. Sometimes, man, I get so wrapped up in so many things that I can't see the good.
And I will say too, you know what, really quick, you know, people talk about favoritism a lot within this group, and that's another tree person. And we talk about everyone. We want to talk about everyone, and we want to encourage everyone to come on, you know, this show. You know, you like. There's a list, fill it out. Justin, you can put it back in the comments. We want people to come on here. We want to meet people outside of just our group, and we want to collaborate all together. So please fill out that form. And Justin, let's be frank. You have a list of people right now, which is getting really big, who are going to be coming on this show, which we're really grateful for. But fill your stuff out. We'll get there. We will get there, and we want to communicate with everybody. So,
and I'm definitely going down the list. So there's no favoritism here in my world. I'm going right down the list, and it's like if you signed up, I'm gonna be reaching out to you probably this beginning next week. I'm going to be reaching out to everybody and get the rest of them scheduled. I have people scheduled for like a month right now.
Order of who signed up at what time. All right, so that's very fair. Jordan, I love you, brother. Thank you for being here today. Justin, thank you for letting the old man be the co-host. I appreciate you.
He must have got a phone call. It's always great conversation, Reagan. Hey, who put you in the dark? Well, thank you, Jordan, for coming on today, man. And I'll see you here in about, I don't know, 10 minutes.
That's right. Thank you guys. Appreciate all the time. And
love
thank you guys for watching. Love it.
See you guys.
Yeah.
Bye.